Mr. Diamond?
That's right.
I need your help. May I come in, please?
Well, I'll get you a drink.
He tried to kill me. He's going to kill Silver.
Finish this and then tell me about it. Hey, honey.
Oh, you're Mr. Diamond.
That's right. What's your name?
Ginny Abbott. I guess I've got a lot of explaining to do.
Well, anytime you're ready.
Perk, that crummy gorilla. Mr. Diamond, you've got to help me. He almost killed me last night. And he will kill Silver. I know he will.
Honey, suppose you tell me about yourself, then you can tell me about these other people.
Well, I'm a singer. I work with a small jazz combo. You've never heard of them, but it's Silver Smith and his Golden Nuggets.
You're right, I haven't heard of them.
Well, Perk used to play piano for us. Perk was always kind of halfway to the moon anyways. Piano was the only thing that ever kept him grounded. And then since the accident, he's been kind of in orbit.
Yeah, well, you've lost me, huh?
Well, Silver was driving the car, and he wasn't hurt, but Perk's hands were crushed, and they won't heal right.
Well, Perk blames Silver for the accident, huh?
He hates him for it. He just got out of the hospital yesterday, and he did this to me just to try and make me tell where Silver is.
You don't think that this Silver fella can handle Perk?
Perk Butler is a mean, ugly man. His hands are like claw hammers. They used to be great on the piano, but, well, now the only thing they're good for is breaking things. What are you doing?
I'll call the police.
Please don't do that.
Well, look, honey, you can charge this fella Perk with assault. Get him out of the way.
Well, I've had my gigs with the cops. They take one look at a two-bit canary like me, and, well,
Well, why don't you and your boyfriend just leave town?
Well, that's what I want to do. But you see, Silver doesn't even know Perk's out of the hospital. And someone has to warn him.
You mean like me?
Please, Mr. Diamond.
Yeah, well, honey, I'm not in this detective business for the fun of it. I get $100 a day in expenses here.
Well, Silver has money, and I have some with me. It's only $80, but that's enough to start with, isn't it?
Well, look, why don't you call this fella Silver and tell him what it's all about?
I tried to call him. There's no answer.
Where does he live?
Hotel Colby, but he's not there. I've already checked. But he will be at rehearsal this afternoon at the club.
Where's that?
Birdie's Nest.
Whose nest?
Birdie's Nest. It's where we work. It's one of those air-conditioned type sewers. It's right outside town on Highway 101.
Where do you live, Jenny?
Hotel Colby, why?
Well, I think you ought to stay here for a while. Don't let anybody in. I'll call you after I have a meeting with this fella Silver.
Mr. Diamond, be careful. Perk can crack a skull as easily as he can crack his knuckles.
Well, I've heard honey detectives got hard heads.
Perk, I thought you were in the hospital.
I got out yesterday. Silver here?
No, he isn't.
Bertie told me he was going to come up and see you this morning.
Well, he hasn't arrived yet. You know how Silver is about appointments. Perk, he isn't here. Take my word for it.
All right, I'll wait for him.
Well, I wish you wouldn't. This meeting is rather personal.
I know, husband and wife. You going to let him come back to you?
It was his idea to leave me. It's his idea to come back.
Take him back, Jen.
What difference would it make to you?
Maybe he still loves you.
Silver? No, I'm afraid not. He's just getting lonely for my money.
Take him back, Jen. It'll be better for everybody if you'll take him back.
Don't be a fool.
Don't call me that.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything.
Everybody's got a name for me. Mama, look at the ugly man. Mama, are the man's hands real?
Perk, you're getting yourself all upset.
Nobody called me names when I played piano, but I was just as ugly then and nobody noticed.
Perk, please. Go on home. When Silver arrives, I'll call you.
No. When Silver gets here, I'll be waiting for him. I've got some business to settle with him.
The accident wasn't his fault, Perk. The car skidded.
And Silver come out without a scratch. But he took my hands, my piano, my job, and my girl. Got you for a wife, and he wants Jenny, too.
Jenny?
Jenny Abbott. She used to listen to me all the time when I played. Now she won't even look at me.
Silver told me that he was through with her. He swore that was all over.
Jan, you make Silver come back to you so he'll leave Jenny alone, or I'll make him come back to you and I'll make him leave Jenny alone.
Stop it, Perk.
You'd be surprised what these hands can do. Maybe they can't play piano, but you'd be surprised.
I said stop it. Now get out. I don't want to hear anymore.
I want to see Silver.
Silver's my problem. I'll handle him. Now go on, get out.
I'll find him. You wait and see. I'll find him before you do.
We aren't open this early.
I'm looking for Silver Smith.
Who isn't?
Your name Bertie?
I'm Bertie.
Now sit down. I'm a business associate of Mr. Smith's. My name is Richard Diamond.
Some business. Last night comes and goes. No Silver, no Ginny, no music, no customers.
You mean they didn't show up for work at all?
Not even a phone call, a note, not even a poison pen letter. For this, I should pay union scale, huh?
Well, maybe they have a good reason for not showing up.
Perk?
Well, I don't know. What do you think?
Maybe we ought to call the cops.
You think it's that bad?
Listen, that Perk, he's a wild man. Mr. Trouble, yesterday, his first day out of the hospital, he comes in here like he shot from a cannon yelling after Ginny and Silver. I tell you, he shouldn't be on the streets.
You know where I can find him now?
No.
How about Silver? Where can I find him?
Why do you want him?
Well, we scheduled a rehearsal for noon. If he didn't show up...
Bertie?
Me? I am. What's the matter?
Sergeant Alden, Hollywood Detectives. You musicians here yet?
Listen, what they do is their business. I got no part of it.
Yeah. We found a body in a car about a half mile down the road.
You mean like dead?
Yeah. Like dead.
Who was it, Sergeant?
Oh. What are you doing here, Diamond?
I'm checking on a client.
Silver Smith?
Could be.
Yeah, that figures. He's the body.
How did it happen?
He was beaten to death.
203 and 253 unclear. 381 on City Hall.
Well, you wanted to see it.
11A clear.
You sure that's Silver Smith?
Take another look. You ought to know.
Never seen him before.
You said he was your client.
I didn't say he was my client. You said he was my client.
Look, don't play games, Diamond. The man's been murdered. If you got anything we can use, I want it right now.
Why don't you ask the boys in his band?
They're being rounded up. Now, if this guy hired you, there had to be a
He
reason
didn't
for it.
hire me, Sergeant.
381 on
Then who did?
11A.
Look, Hero, you better cooperate or I'm going to start a personal campaign to cancel your license.
The long arm of the law is wrinkling my suit.
You know the way out.
Look, Sergeant, a girl by the name of Ginny Abbott. She hired me. She wanted me to protect this Silver Smith.
Protect him from what?
From this, Sergeant.
Why?
The fellow by the name of Perk Butler, a retired piano player, seems to be after them. He roughed Ginny up last night, trying to find this Silver Smith.
He found him, all right.
The boys in the band will be able to give you a description of Perk. For that matter, so will the guy that runs the roadhouse.
So can Jenny Abbott. Where is she?
Well, she's a client, Sergeant.
Right now, she's a source of information. Where is she?
Now, that girl came to me in good faith. She paid me money for protection. Now, it isn't good business for me to turn her over to the police without an explanation.
15 has handled.
All right.
370.
You bring her down to the station yourself.
Avalon and
But if she isn't there in 1 hour, I'll put out a bulletin for both of you.
You happy in your work, Sergeant? Hello.
Mr. Diamond,
Yes, Sam's me.
I have a message for you from a Miss Abbott.
Jenny Abbott?
You know her better than I do. She called from your apartment.
Now, Sam.
She wants you to stop at her hotel on your way home and pick up some of her clothes. She has the thing to wear.
Anything else?
Sounds fascinating. What more can a man ask?
Thank you, Sam, and goodbye. Jenny Abbott's room number, please.
She isn't in.
Well, I didn't ask if she were in. I just asked what her room number was.
Well, if she isn't there, she can't do you much good.
Well, they usually print the number of the room on the key, don't they?
Well, to think of it, she did call in a while ago. Yeah. Yeah, she said a friend was stopping by to pick up some things. She has lots of friends.
Excuse me, isn't this room 7B?
Right room, wrong girl. I'm waiting for Ginny, too.
You one of her many friends?
Hardly. I'm Mrs. Smith.
You know, everybody in this hotel is named Smith.
Mrs. Silver Smith.
I didn't know he was married.
Well, he doesn't remember it himself. Do you know my husband?
Only by reputation.
Reputation. Well, I paid the desk clerk $10 to get into this dismal room. And I intend to discuss that reputation with Miss Abbott very thoroughly.
You may not want to bother, Mrs. Smith.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. We have some things to settle.
You may find that it isn't necessary.
What do you mean?
Haven't the police notified you?
Police? Who are you?
Well, my name is Richard Diamond. I'm a private detective. I was hired to protect your husband. I got the job a little late. He was killed.
I don't believe it. That's funny. I want to cry. I suppose that's expected of me. But I can't. Perk said that he'd find Silver, and I actually hoped he would.
When did Perk say this?
This morning about 10:30, he came to my apartment and asked for Silver.
Where's Jenny?
She isn't here.
Wherever Jenny is, that's where Silver is.
We know about Silver, Perk.
Where is he? Is Jenny with him?
Silver's dead.
I didn't think you'd go that far, Perk.
You think I killed him?
And so does everybody else.
You're born ugly and they turn you into something worse.
Don't start on that again.
Called me everything else. Now they call me a killer.
Come on, Perk.
Didn't used to be like that when I was playing the piano. In those days, everybody... That lousy Silver, I wish I had killed him.
Let's go.
You a cop?
I was hired to protect Silver and Jenny from you.
Oh, why from me? I wouldn't hurt her. I love her. You know where she is.
Perk, you better forget about Jenny. You're in enough trouble.
I want to know where she is.
Perk, don't... Perk, stop, please!
You don't call me a killer, and you don't hide my girl.
Mr. Diamond, what's wrong?
I'll live.
Here, go sit down. I'll make you a drink.
I'll make it. It's all right.
It was Perk, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In a way, you're lucky. He could have killed you.
I have a feeling he'll be around when he finds out where I live.
What about Silver? Did you find him?
Yeah, I found him.
What do you mean?
He's dead, Jenny. It happened before I got to the roadhouse.
Perk killed him. I knew he would. I just knew it.
He said he didn't.
Well, what would you expect him to say?
I don't know. I almost believe him.
Are you out of your mind? Look what he did to you. Look what he did to me.
Well, if Perk killed Silver, why is he still hanging around trying to find him?
I told you, he's a moon man. Nothing he's done since the accident makes any sense.
I'm not sure.
It had to be Perk. Who else would kill Silver? There's no one who...
Jenny? You in there, Jenny? Open up! I know you're in there.
I've got a gun.
You're not going to find it. I had to borrow it.
Open up! I know you're in there.
It's too bad you have such a suspicious mind, Mr. Diamond. Now I'm going to have to blame your murder on Perk, too.
You'll have to kill him to even the score.
Self-defense. Anybody will believe it.
Jenny? Your face, Jenny. What happened to your face?
Keep him away from me.
Shouldn't talk like that, Jenny. Tell me who beat you up. Tell me who done it.
wasn't Perk, Ginny, who was it?
I wouldn't hurt Ginny. I love her. I wouldn't hurt her.
Who was it, Ginny?
Silver. He told me he was going back to that society dame.
Is what?
Yes. And I told him if he did, I'd create the biggest scandal since Eve ate the apple. He got sore and he started swinging.
What'd you hit back with?
A tire iron.
I love you, Jenny. You know how much I love you. I'd never hurt you.
I'd better get me the police. I'd like to thank you for trying to stop Burke.
Well, you don't owe me anything. Now, if that's all.
I'd like to say I'm sorry about your husband.
But you wouldn't mean it. I don't expect you to understand, Silver. Maybe from where you saw him, he was no good, but he was my husband, and I loved him. Mr. Diamond, I don't mean to appear rude, but I really prefer being alone right now.
Mrs. Smith, you're quite a woman. Why do you have so little pride?
Because I had so much love. Goodbye, Mr. Diamond.